All right, everybody. Welcome to Angles with John Richmond. You know, we're presented by Richmond Bona, obviously my law firm, but this is all made possible because of the firm, so very thankful to them. And look, we're in our new studio here. We appreciate all of our supporters and everyone who's been with us while we've been shooting everything virtually, but now we're live, or in person, I should say, and everybody's being brought in here. It's going to be awesome, and we're kicking things off in a really big way. We just filmed an episode with Tage Thompson of the Buffalo Sabres, superstar forward, international superstar. It was an amazing conversation. We talked about everything. We talked about his life growing up. We talked about hockey. We talked about what he likes to do outside of hockey. Talked about his mindset. He got into a lot of things that I think, you know, at least I haven't ever heard him talk about before. So it was really great. I'm really excited to get this episode out to you. Check it out. Let us know what you think. And if you like what you see, please follow us, like us, subscribe. It helps us keep bringing these stories out to all you. All right, man. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Round two.
Thanks for having me.
No, yeah, it's all right. Thanks, Brett. Well, at least you figured it out, right? No, we were talking about your dad. It seemed like he was a maniac. That's awesome.
Yeah, a little bit of an angry man when he played, but play the game with passion. A little different player than me and my brother. I think my brother's got more of it in him than I do, for sure. But yeah, he was a tough guy to play against from all the stories I've heard from his friends and guys that have played against him. So didn't really get to watch too much of his playing career. I was still pretty young, so don't really remember a ton. But I've seen him obviously as a dad and as a coach growing up too. So that's cool. I know that side of him. Yeah.
How is it? I've had some buddies who I played with in college and stuff who had NHL dads. They've told me stories, but how is it? I mean, he's on the road, or AHL, NHL, whatever. He's on the road a lot. What was it like? It's got to be pretty cool though, growing up with a dad who's playing pro hockey.
No, I was sick. I mean, I knew from a young age that's what I wanted to do. I think my brother too, and it was just something we were always around it. We would go to the rink, especially when he was coaching, and watch their practice, hang out, and then when all the guys would leave, we would go on the ice and just awesome. Skate around. We did it so much we just started skipping school too. We just wake up a little late, and my mom would be like, "Hey, you want me to take you down to the rink?" So we were very, very fortunate, very blessed to have access to that at a young age. And then obviously growing up, we have the insight from him, obviously playing and then coaching, all the stuff that he's gone through in his career, that he's able to kind of instill some wisdom and lessons that he's learned over the years that we can apply to kind of our careers, which I think has been obviously very beneficial for both of us. But yeah, I mean, with that being said, obviously the hockey lifestyle is a little crazy. He's always on the road too. So growing up, a lot of it fell on my mom getting us to practices, and two different aged boys, obviously tough, two different teams. So, obviously owe a lot to her, and made a ton of sacrifices to get me and my brother to, practices and games. And obviously it's a lot of travel too. So
yeah, dude, I think about that now. It's like when you're a kid, you just you're like, all right, yeah, my mom's awesome, my dad's awesome, whatever. If you're fortunate to be in that situation, I don't think we really appreciate what they're doing though. Now, when I think back about my parents, just nonstop going to hockey, and I'll always bust my mom's chops. I'm like, oh man, or my dad, I'm like, man, I wish we would have gone on this vacation. We're like, dude, we had no time. We were taking you to Toronto, or nonstop. But it's pretty cool. I mean, I guess it's pretty cool to hear you talk about your parents like that, because obviously you realize what your mom was doing, especially when your dad was out of town. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think everyone that plays the game that gets to this point realizes the sacrifices that their parents have made. I mean, especially now that I'm going through it, I'm not there yet, but my boys have already kind of gravitated towards hockey, and they're 3 years old and 2. But just me being on the road all the time, and my wife's at home with 3 kids on her own it's a grind. So I think you get a lot more respect and appreciation for what your parents did for you, especially me knowing that my dad was on the road quite a bit. So definitely tough on her.
Yeah. And we were talking off camera, I have a 11-week-old, and even just with one, seeing how amazing my wife is, and now your wife's got 3, that. Yeah, it's incredible. The women, strong woman in your life is pretty powerful. It's awesome.
It's a must-have.
Yeah. What do you think? You said your dad taught you a lot of lessons growing up about the game, probably I'm sure about life as well. What are What's maybe something that you think about or that sticks with you from when you were younger?
Yeah, I mean, I think the great thing about sports is like they correlate to life too. So like all the lessons you learn in sports, you know, it kind of goes hand in hand. And you know, I think my dad, when he played and obviously as a coach too, has taken a lot of pride in just being the hardest worker in anything you do. You know, and for me and my brother, something that he would always tell us from a young age is treat every day like a tryout. Someone's always coming for your job. And, you know, I think that kind of just applies in life. I think when you get comfortable in any situation, it's kind of the death of you.
Yeah.
I think obviously especially in hockey, you know, there's young kids coming up trying to take your job, and sometimes it's easy to just go through the motions. And I think for me, when I'm at the rink or approaching each day, I just try to have that mindset that I'm going to be the best one on the ice, best one, you know, as best teammate, whatever it may be, right? So that's something that's kind of stuck with me as a young kid.
Yeah, that's great advice. I mean, for anybody. I mean, like, you know, it's like they have this saying, like, you know, when you're like ascending the hill, like the second you stop trying to like move upwards, you start sliding backwards. You can never like gain your traction.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. When you're like, so like you're growing up, like I'm guessing like you were pretty good pretty soon, like early on. Like, was there like a time when you started realizing like, you know, maybe I can actually, you know, play pro, or this is something I'm actually going to really start thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, I think like I was always pretty naturally gifted, skill-wise. Like I always had great hands and just a natural scoring ability, I think, from a young age. And played in Alaska, and when I was in Alaska, we played AA, my brother and I, and AA, AAA, like first year AAA. But there's only really one good team when you're in Alaska. They kind of stack one team, and then kind of beat up on all the other Alaska teams. And then if you want any good competition anywhere else, you gotta travel. So we'd fly to California, Arizona, and play in all those tournaments and stuff. And I always was, you know, pretty dominant. And then we moved to Connecticut, and I think that was kind of when, you know, I was like, all right, well, now I'm gonna be playing like really good players and see how I can hang. And I think instantly I was kind of one of the better ones. So I figured like, all right, I might be pretty good here. Didn't really think of it, you know, still at that age. I think you're not really thinking about the NHL. Like, can I make it? You're more just like a little naive, and you just believe that you're going to play. So I always just kind of thought I'm going to be a hockey player. That's what I'm going to do. And then once I started getting older, start putting things together. I think around 16, you know, you start going to those development camps and the best ones in the country. Get offered to go to the national program. That's when I was kind of like, okay, I think this is a reality. Like, I think I actually have a chance to make it. So that's kind of, I guess, the progression you could say. Yeah,
that's awesome. You talk a lot about, you know, it sounds like you put a lot of pressure on yourself to be better every day. But it sounds like you have a pretty good like handle on it. I mean, out of curiosity, do you find yourself like competing with others more or competing with yourself? If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, I think both. I think an internal competition, like I think when you're in practice, you know, trying to be the best one on the ice. Like for me in particular, like when I was at the program, that was like really the first like eye-opening, like these are the best players in the country.
Right.
I'm practicing with them every day. Like, how do I stack up against them? So just trying to compete with those guys and like be better than them. Or at that time, you know, I was just trying to hang with them. And I think once you gain some confidence, like I can hang with these guys, now I want to be the best. But then at the same time, I think once you mature and you realize certain aspects of your game that, you know, are attributes for you and that make you, you know, the player that you are. I think that's where you try to have that internal competition with yourself and just see how good you can get at something.
Right.
So I think it's a little bit of both.
When you were growing up, were you like you and your brother, like the kids, like I feel like a lot of like kids who like really make it, or like the kids who like just like when you're not on the ice, you're playing street hockey, you're always playing.
Yeah, me and my brother, that's all we did was hockey or any other sport. Me and my brother were big baseball players too.
Okay.
So we played that for quite a while, and those were really our like two like legit sports. But yeah, it was either hockey or baseball.
What position did you play in baseball?
Shortstop and pitcher.
Okay. Do you have a favorite MLB team?
Not really, no. Once I stopped playing, I stopped really following it. But growing up too, like we moved around so much, so I didn't really have really an allegiance to anyone. But
I was at the World Series Game 6 recently.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt so bad for the Toronto fans.
Yeah, we were at Game 2. Yeah, we played in Toronto, and then we went right after.
Oh, that's right. They moved the game up early, right?
Yeah, we went right after the game, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Really cool experience.
Yeah, it sucks seeing the team lose like that, though. It's like,
it's tough
man. Yeah. All right, so you end up, I know, you move around, you're playing on all these high-level teams. You end up at the National Development Program, and then you went to UConn, right? How did you end up choosing UConn? Was it because you had spent some time in Connecticut, or?
No, it actually had nothing to do with like being in Connecticut. So going through the whole process, like actually growing up, like I wanted to play major junior. My dad played in Medicine Hat, and like I just, hockey was all I wanted to do. So I wanted to play major junior, and my dad was like, no, you're going to college. So I think once kind of had that like lined up that I was going to college, we started touring like all the hockey schools. I figured that that's kind of the league I wanted to play in, and toured most of them. And then I think we were pretty much like done, and I was going to start narrowing it down. And my dad was like, hey, I think there's one school like that wants you to come and take a look at them. And it was UConn, and I'd like never heard of them at all. And we went there, and I was like, I just fell in love with the campus and, the coaching staff. And I think what got me the most was like how excited I was that like it was a new program. It was, I think it was their first or second year in Hockey East. So they're like a fresh program, and they're trying to build it from the ground up. And I was like, wow, that excites me. Like I could be a big piece of that. Help starting it from the ground up would be something that was pretty cool. And obviously I was going to get a ton of opportunity and playing time, and for me that was my draft year, so that kind of played a big part in that too. So I think all the pieces just kind of fit together there.
It's actually kind of crazy what's going on with major junior and college and everything right now. It's pretty nuts how it's opened up. I think I saw recently a guy who played in the AHL went back to play in college.
I saw that too.
I'm like, dude, there's gonna be some guy who like played in the show forever who like just goes back and plays like
it's nuts.
Plays D1. You seen the ASU arena? Did you play in there?
Yeah, we played in there. I actually go back to Arizona and work out and skate there in the summer.
Oh, nice.
So I've been down there to work out and skate a couple times. I actually really like it. Like it's a cool atmosphere and really nice rink. Actually, I thought they had the best ice in the NHL.
Really?
The year that they when they were there. Obviously, it's not an ideal setup. Like you don't want to be playing there for NHL games, but I thought their ice was really good, cool atmosphere. So
I'm sure it's not too hard.
If you're an East Coast team and you're going in there for one game a year, I think it's pretty cool. But like if you're a West Coast team and you gotta go there 2-3 times, or if you're Arizona and you're playing there every game at home.
Weren't you guys like getting like the visiting teams getting dressed like off like behind like a curtain or something?
It was like a separate building, and then like we'd walk across to the actual rink like through a makeshift tunnel.
Oh man!
So you're walking outside, but at least it's nice weather.
I think about like the recruiting trips where like kids are going in there and like they're walking past the pools and everything.
For college, like that's a no-brainer. Maybe if they were pretty good, like I don't know. When I was going through that process, my brother was getting recruited there, and we went on the tour together, and they're driving our whole family around on a golf cart, and we were just looking at all the facilities and the campus, got pools everywhere. I was like looking at my brother, and we were both like, doesn't look half bad.
Definitely not. Brett spent a lot of time out in Arizona. He knows.
Can confirm. I'm an alumni of ASU. So.
Well, we got Donor on our team now too. And he's an ASU alum. So
that's very true. I definitely want to talk to you about kind of the way the team is going down and everything. But I am really curious about, I love talking to guys who get drafted, because you get drafted in the first round. That must have been such an insane, like incredible feeling.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a crazy like year, honestly, because when I started the year at UConn, like I was just hoping to get drafted. Right. Like I was like, this is my opportunity, like gonna play a lot. So like hopefully I have a good year. And I think they come out with like those pre-draft rankings, and I was somewhere in like the third round. I was like, all right, sweet, this is pretty awesome. And then had a great start to the season and started climbing. And then, you get towards the end of the year, and I'm like somewhere in the first round, like I'm like, wow, this is kind of wild. And then teams start coming to interview at campus, and you're like, oh wow, this might be getting drafted in the first round here. So And then we were at the draft, and my agent told me, like, hey, you're going anywhere from, like, late first to early second probably, and just sitting in the draft waiting for your name. And obviously the first day is a pretty long one, and you hear names called, and then you hear your name finally called, and you're like, wow. And, like, kind of like a special feeling, obviously, like all the hard work you've gotten putting into that point, to be able to share that with your family too. My parents and my brother were there, and I think it's just a pretty cool feeling.
Did you go through the combine?
Yep.
Did they ask you any like crazy questions, any of the teams? Because you hear stories about the NFL combine.
No, I didn't get any like crazy questions. The only thing that I got that was crazy was like the Islanders at the time. I don't know if they still do it, but they did this like psych test. Whoa. And they like they came to my school, and we were in the lounge, and they like give you this like packet, and you like fill it out, and it's like all these random questions, like a cat's in a tree, like what do you do? Like questions that are just, you're just like looking at like, how does this have anything to do with hockey?
Yeah.
And that was the only thing where I was like, this is a little bizarre. But
I gotta start doing that for the lawyers we have. I'll just make them up. They don't mean anything.
I mean nothing.
Just toss them. Yeah.
But that was the only thing. Other than that, I think pretty standard, like just kind of getting to know you as a person, as a player. And I think I was the only guy at the combine my year, at least, that met with every single team, because no one knew where I was going. Right. So that was pretty wild to meet with every single team.
Yeah, it's gotta be awesome. You were talking when we first started. You were talking about one of the benefits of moving around a bunch was you kind of got, I guess, a little used to like people coming and going, or you have to say goodbye to people, but then you get to see them again someday, that type of thing. So you end up getting drafted, you end up going to St. Louis, and then pretty quickly you're traded here to Buffalo, and that must have been kind of like a wild thing. Like, what are like the emotions that go through something like that, especially when you're so young when that happens?
Yeah, I think at the time I didn't really realize the magnitude of the trade. I think I was just like excited to be in the league, like trying to find my footing, and then I think that first year I was up and down like 40 games in the A, 40 games up top, and then I went and played Worlds that summer, and I remember their staff being over there too, like Doug Armstrong, and I think Mike Yeo was a coach at the time, and they were over there, and they're like, hey, like we got some plans for you, like this year, you're gonna get an opportunity to play with these guys,
Mm-hmm.
I was like really fired up, and then like a month later it was like, hey man, like we had a trade that we like couldn't turn down, and you're in it, so good luck.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all right. But I think there's just like so many emotions. I think you talk to anyone that gets traded, it's just like you're excited, you're sad, so it's just like trying to balance those emotions. And I think for me it was like a lot of excitement going to a new organization. I was going to get an opportunity to play on a skilled young team, and then obviously like kind of the situation unfolds that they win the cup, and Ryan O'Reilly wins MVP. So it's just like, to me at the time that didn't really mean anything to me. I was like, oh, like whatever. But then you start losing, and you realize like people are expecting this, and I'm like, well, I'm just trying to find my footing here, right? So you hear the outside expectations that are here, and you had your expectations that are here, and you're trying to manage those. And I think for me it was just kind of like I luckily I had my dad to lean on during that time, but it was just like, hey, take a step back and like focus on what you can control right now. Like all you can focus on is showing up to the rink, being the best teammate, and put in work to try to improve your game. So really that's all I did, and just try to stay ready for an opportunity, and when that happened I was ready.
That's gotta be super tough, man. Like I think about that, like the media just swarms, right? Whether it's around you guys, the Bills, like whatever. It's like, I guess it's just part of like, comes with the territory, not necessarily like it can't be that easy, but especially as a young kid. I mean, you're like you said, like you're just like, hey, I'm just trying to like figure out my space in this league and like get my game going. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like you handled it really well, though.
Well, I would like to think so, but obviously, like I said, I have people in my corner that, one, my dad's been through it a number of times with trades and signings and being called up and sent down and stuff like that. So it's like he's helped prepare me for when that was going to happen and how to handle it. And then obviously when it does happen, you got people that you turn to, whether those are your teammates, your dad, your coaches, people that have helped you in the past. So I had a lot of people that have helped me get through those. But at the end of the day, it comes with the territory. You know what you're signing up for. Everyone says you just got to block out the outside noise. Like, it's true, but it's also impossible.
Easier said than done.
It's impossible. You hear it, right? So it's almost not block it out, but how do you respond to it?
Right.
So, I've always heard a great quote that's, I'll never take criticism from anyone I wouldn't ask advice for.
Yeah, that's a great quote.
So that's just kind of like a reset for me. Like if I wouldn't really ask you for advice, then your opinion doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, I actually think that's a great quote. Like, I think about that a lot too.
Yeah.
Not that I'm anywhere near your situation.
You sometimes you get so wrapped up in what other people think or like what people are saying, and it can take all of your energy away from the task at hand. And for me, that's just showing up to the rink and being, like I said, the best teammate, the best player for our team. And if you're focused on something else that's just draining your energy, you're just wasting your time, and you're not helping your team or yourself. So
yeah, no, it makes sense. When you first get in the league, I mean, what is like the number one thing that stands out to you or that you think about in terms of like, whoa, okay, this is like another level? Like, is there like the speed, like is there something that we're like, well, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think like when I first really honestly, I think the biggest jump for me personally that I was like, whoa, like was from college today. Like, I remember when I signed in Chicago right after our season ended at UConn, I was like, these are men. Like, I was tall, but I was really skinny and weak. Mm-hmm. And just the puck battles and stuff like that was like, they're so much stronger. Yeah. And like getting to the net and like being strong on the puck. Like, in college you can kind of just play one-on-one at the end of your stick or like hold on to pucks, and I wouldn't get knocked off, whereas you're playing against guys that are 35 years old that have been around for a while that just have man strength. That was the first big adjustment. And then I think kind of once you get used to the pace and you start to kind of get your timing, your rhythm, and you're a hockey player, your natural instincts will just take over once you get the timing down. But then I think from the jump from the A to the NHL is just the consistency factor, like just being able to do it every single night and like going against those guys night in and night out. Like, it's just a matter of like mistakes. It's like who makes the least amount of mistakes.
Yeah. What do you that's something like I feel like in anything in life, consistency can be a struggle for certain people. How do you maintain consistency? Is it just like preparation or?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what it comes down to ultimately, is just mentally. Like, I think physically everyone's going through the same grind that you're going through. It's a long 82-game schedule that, everyone's going to be playing with some sort of little bumps and bruises at some point. So I think it's just mentally, how do you get yourself into the game? I think that takes time, like, in your career to find, like, what gets you into the game, like, for you personally. Like, I know for me, like, if I, like, get a shot early or, like, a hit early, I think that kind of just gets me into the game. So like those are things I try to focus on just going into games, like get my mind right. Like, I'm going to the net, I'm stopping at the net, like just little things that can kind of tune you into the game. Cause sometimes, if you're not feeling it or you're getting a little frustrated, it's easy to kind of turn the other way, which obviously you never want to do, but it's a long season. So it's tough. You got to keep that even keel mindset.
Yeah, your season's really long, and like I got to imagine obviously you've really grown. You're a leader now in the Sabres, and you're one of the faces of the franchise. But I think about a lot, like early on, like it's got to be daunting knowing you have like this super long season ahead of you, and like you got to keep doing it like over and over and over. Like, what's your approach now, like with everything that you've learned to like kind of like maintain focus, and not like maybe like get too far ahead of yourself or let like one great win or one loss like kind of affect you too much?
Yeah, I think you just said it. Just trying to stay like even keel. I think like it's easy, especially like you go on skids or whatever, like we've gone on in the past, like letting like 2 or 3 losses turn into 10, 13. I think it's just you can't get too high or too low. You have a rough couple of games, like you just gotta shake it and like move on, focus on like the next game. So like for me going into games, it's like every day, like you show up to the rink, it's a new day to get better. Preparation for the next game, shift at a time, just looking at it, I know that like everyone laughs at that show with the soccer coach. Where he says, "Be a goldfish."
Yeah.
Right.
Short memory.
Yeah. But it's like it's true. You know, you can't really dwell in the past, good or bad. Like it does nothing for you. So, I think at the end of the day, that's basically what you have to do. It's a long season, so you can't look too far ahead.
Yeah, learn from it, move on like as quickly as possible. Yeah, you guys are. I know like you've had some overtime losses, but you guys look good. I mean, and it's. What do you think are like what's like? It seems like there's a different feeling this year. I mean, what how does it feel to you?
It feels good. I mean, we're grinding, right? Like we're working hard.
For sure. You can
obviously,
tell.
like depleted a little bit with like personnel too. Like we've had some injuries early on, been battling. Like we've been fighting uphill for sure to start the season, which I think for us is good because we've been able to keep it above 500 and
it's super tight
in a really tough division.
Yeah.
And I think there's some games that we've also let slip that we could have won, but that happens, right? There's some games you're going to win that you have no business being in.
Yep.
But I think we've done a really good job. I think just collectively buying into what it takes for us to be successful. We don't really have any passengers. I think everyone, is doing things away from the puck that are going to help us win. Where I think, a couple years ago or maybe even last year, we were a little too casual or too loose away from the puck. Because I think the scoring, especially like for me, I think like it's something I've experienced. It comes in waves. Like you get chances, they're not going in for you. You can't shake it, and then some games it's just everything's going in for you. So like the goals come and go. Like how are you going to defend? And I think we've done a really good job. And obviously, special teams has been a big piece of that. Our penalty kill is rock solid right now. Our goalies have been playing great. The power play is starting to click a little bit more. So I think you have those things, and then 5-on-5, you just work. I think kind of things line up pretty well. So we've definitely made it every game tough for our opponent. I don't think you can say there's a team that came in and was like, that was an easy night.
Yeah, I mean, look, like everyone I talk to is like I told you, I talked to a lot of hockey guys. Everyone can like sense it. It's like it's fun. It's exciting. I mean, and you've been on the team too when you guys, you've had some struggles, but like you're so young, like your team, and it seems like you guys are really coming into your own. But you've also been on the team where you guys have rattled off like these really long win streaks, and I'm sure you felt like what it feels like here when it goes like that. I always tell my buddies who are football fans, I'm like, dude, it's a hockey town. Like once they get going, and it seems like it's on its path now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like you said, I've been on a team where we had a 10-game win streak and a 10-game losing streak in the same year. Yeah. So it's like I've seen both sides of the coin, and I much more prefer the winning side. I mean, the atmosphere is unbelievable. So I really enjoy playing here, especially when we're winning. I think that's kind of why a lot of us are like excited because you can kind of sense that it's coming, and I think it's a good thing for the city if the Sabres are winning. So
for sure, it's awesome.
Just trying to get there.
It's happening. What is I got to imagine like when you're, even maybe like taking you back to like when you first came to Buffalo. It's you're a young kid, like you're new to the league. And maybe, I don't know if you were like this, but like I could imagine like maybe being a little quiet in the locker room, just trying to like find your way. But now you're clearly like, a leader on the team. And I think that like this kind of goes for anything in life, whether you're in a workplace or in your whatever it is, like you kind of learn like leadership qualities like as you go along. How do you think you've changed like as a leader as you've grown in the league and on the team?
I mean, I've definitely changed as like just, I wouldn't say I've changed personally as myself. I've always been the same, but you definitely, like you said, when you first come in, I remember when I first got traded here, I was like real quiet, kind of just kept to myself and was like nervous to, nervous to like ruffle any feathers or like just trying to feel things out. Right. So, I think obviously I've been here for a while now, and then you start to get a little more comfortable or in your environment around certain guys, get a little closer to guys, and you can start opening up a little more. But I think, for me, like I'm playing my best and having the most fun when I'm keeping things light. I'm someone that can't like be like serious, like in the locker room, like before a game. If I'm like really like quiet and intense, like it's not a good thing for me. So like I like keeping it loose, and obviously there's a balance. Like you don't want guys like not prepared, but I think we have a pretty good sense of the locker room and when it needs to be a little lighter and when it needs to be a little more serious. And we have a fun group. I mean, I think it's an easy group to lead. There's no bad apples. There's a bunch of young guys that are hungry to get better and want to learn. And I think we're all trying to pull in the same direction here. So really not much I have to do other than just play my game and just have fun at the rink.
Yeah. One of my buddies knew I was having you on, and he's like, he asked me, he's like, oh, do you miss playing hockey? And I was like, I'm a lot older than you. And I was like, I think the thing I miss the most is like the time with the boys. Yeah. Like the road trips, like the locker room time. Then it forced me to start thinking about like all the pranks and like just like the fun times. Who are like the jokesters on the team? Who are the guys that like kind of keep maybe it's easiest for them to kind of lighten the mood?
Yeah. I mean, I probably say like I'm in there for sure, but I would say Zucker. Okay. He's always pranking guys, and
that's awesome.
Likes to have fun. Greenway, pretty lighthearted, easygoing guy. Just kind of goes with the flow and gets along with everybody. Honestly, we have a lot of guys that are just like good at giving it and taking it.
That's good.
Like it's just fun. Like there's really no one that you can't like give it to. So I think there's really no one that is off limits, which makes it fun. I think like you need that, right? Like there's gonna be highs and lows in the season. If you can't find joy in coming to the rink and playing in the NHL, like doing something wrong. So we like to keep it fun, and obviously doesn't mean you're not working. You still need to do the job and the task at hand, but we definitely have fun when we go to the rink. And I think probably Zucks would be our main culprit of the pranks. He's been around a bit longer than most guys, so I think he's pretty clever. He's probably seen some stuff, a little more stuff than some of the guys. But no, it's great. It's a lot of fun.
It's awesome. I mean, like that's what brings guys together. I mean, it's like everyone's tight. Everyone knows they can bust chops, and like you can give it, you can take it, and it's like when to be serious and when to we got to lighten this up a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's what builds trust.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, like if you don't think you can, be a little open with someone, maybe a little to a fault, then like you're not being real with them. So I think we definitely are real with each other, which is good. So
do you have a favorite NHL city, like visiting city to play in?
Yeah, all the ones with the nice warm weather. I love Dallas. Dallas has got a lot of great restaurants, good weather. If we have like a day off there, like me and OP and like a couple other guys will go golfing, like some of the guys that love golf, because there's some really nice tracks down there. Tampa's always a favorite for me. Florida, obviously. Yeah. Nashville's fun.
Nashville's a lot of fun.
Vegas is good. California is always nice too. Like I said,
where it's not like
you get
snowing
into
4 feet a day.
You get into January and February,
it's tough.
Get to see some sunshine and throw on some shorts and a t-shirt. It's a nice little reset sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. So, you golf? You're a golfer?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. What's your favorite course in Buffalo?
In Buffalo, you might be putting me on the spot here.
Okay, how about this? You could just list like some nice ones that you like.
I mooch off of Tucky. He's a member at Brookfield, so I'm not a member anywhere here. So. Okay. I play at Brookfield quite a bit. I play at CCB a good chunk. Yeah. And I've been playing at Park actually a little bit here too this last summer, which I've actually really enjoyed. Yeah. I would say my favorite in Buffalo though is probably Craigburn.
Okay. Yeah, it's a hard course. Too.
Yeah, that's like a golfer's a golf course.
Yeah.
So I really like that one. Haven't played it recently, but just because CCB and Brookfield are like 10 minutes from my house, so a little easier to get to. Yeah. And I'm not a planner either, so it's just kind of like spur of the moment
thing.
Just
show up and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you always not been a planner, or do you find yourself not being a planner?
I've never been a planner.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like, because I've talked to guys who like when there's a lot of structure like in like your professional life, then outside of that, it's like, okay, I just don't want to be responsible.
No, I can't do it. My wife hates it, but she's a planner, so it works out perfect. That also bleeds into my hockey. Like I'm not a planner. I just kind of go with the flow. Like some days it's do this, some days it's do that. You know, I don't like having a routine. I just think I have a little bit of a routine, but like I don't like being like stuck to one thing, because then if something goes off, then you're like mentally like, you know, don't know what to do. So
no like serious superstitions getting ready for games or anything like that?
No, not really. I mean, I have some dumb ones, but like I'll just more or less try to see how long I can make them go. And then when it doesn't work, it's on to something new. Do you see like a lot of crazy superstitions in the locker rooms these days? I mean, I didn't tell you this, but I was a goalie, and it's like we always got okay. So you got superstitions?
Yeah, that's why I'm curious.
No, I mean, like, I honestly don't pay attention too much to other guys' routines either, but I'll say, like, when we had Devin Levi up, that was probably the first one where I was like, what is this guy doing?
I mean, and you can see like, it on the ice what he's doing. Yeah,
he's got some pretty, like, regimented, like, things that he does that are kind of off the walls, but once again, that's like a goalie.
Old school crazy
goalie thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think you just kind of see your typical, like, same warm-up routine, same time they're doing things. But I don't think we have any, like, crazy superstitions on our team. If we do, I don't know about them because you're
not paying attention.
Just all over the place.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I have to ask you about the World Championship this past summer. I mean, you obviously scored the winning goals. The first time the USA won gold since 1933. That must have been insane.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that was my third Worlds. My first two, we won bronze. My third one, obviously, you know, season doesn't end the way you want it to. You wish you're still playing hockey, so figured I'd go over and you know, play and represent your country, and obviously too with the Olympics coming up, I figured it'd be a good opportunity to showcase what I can do representing the flag. And there was some other guys that, you know, around the league that I was texting with that said they were probably going, and figured I had a pretty good team put together and we could do something special. So I think when we got over there too, you know, that tournament, at least in the past for me, like when we've been there, is like more of a vacation. You get to tour around Europe and kind of just you know, have fun, meet new guys, and play some hockey. But I think this year was different for sure. Like when we went over there, it was business. Like,
that's awesome.
For me, like I haven't played any playoff games, but that felt like a different kind of intensity, at least for what I would expect. And yeah, it was fun. We had a great group of guys. We meshed really, really quick, and yeah, we got the job done, which was really cool.
Yeah, and you scored the OT goal. It was sick.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's probably all-time high for me.
Dude,
sure.
I got to imagine. That's crazy. You know, yeah, I got to, you know, look, like, I mean, I think everybody is rooting for you to be on the Olympic team. That's for sure. You don't say anything. You definitely should have been on the whatchamacallit team. I don't know why I'm forgetting, but the what was the name?
Four Nations.
Four Nations. Why can't I remember? Yeah,
You're baiting me.
No, I wasn't. Like, I swear to God, I didn't want you to say it. That's why I was looking at him. I'm like, he's not going to know.
No. Like, it is what it is.
No, yeah. I mean, I guess I'm curious though. Like, it doesn't even have to be about that. I mean, I got to imagine that. You know, the one thing I'll say this. Like, I sometimes explain to people, like, if they're like, oh man, like, you know, I hope they start winning, blah, blah. I'm like, you do realize that, like, all these guys are, like, super competitive. Like, all these guys were the best growing up. They probably always played on winning teams. Like, they want nothing more than, like, to win, like, to be in the playoffs. And for guys like that, especially, like, these little failures, I mean, I'm guessing you probably kind of take them in stride and, like, use them as motivation or, like, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you try to, like, be humble and, like, you don't want to, but at the same time, like, I thought I should have been on the team, and, like, that fires you up. So it's not a situation I haven't been in before where, you know, like, expected something and was told no, right? So, like, just makes you want to prove people wrong. And you know, I thought it helped me the second half of the year. Like, not that I needed extra motivation, but, like, it definitely was there to show, like, what I could do. And and then obviously same thing kind of carries over into Worlds. And,
yeah.
But I think that's kind of, that's like what you said, you have guys playing in the NHL. It's what makes them good is they thrive on that kind of stuff. And for me, like, that's just something I tried to use to make me better.
Yeah, no, look, it would be weird if like you didn't expect to be on the team, right? I mean, you're a competitive guy, and you're one of the best players, from the U.S. And actually, I was thinking about this. Is your dad Canadian?
He is, yeah.
Or would you be able?
I'm dual.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Oh, I can't now. I've played an international event already, but
don't you dare do that.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that anyway. I was born in the U.S. I'm an American.
Dude, I remember back in the day when Brett Hull did that. And we were all like, hell yeah. It was like, I remember like the old school World Cup, like I think it was in the 90s when the USA won. And I think Richter was a goalie, and it was amazing. And Brett Hull was on Team USA, and like the Canadians were pissed. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So, obviously, like, you mentioned like you've never been to the playoffs. Like, I got to imagine you guys are like, this is like, that's like step one, right? Like, this is the year, let's do it.
Yeah, no, it's been eating at me big time. Like I've been here for a while now, so
yeah,
it's been definitely a heavy weight for sure, and I think we're really trying to get there. And I think obviously coming off the Worlds has made it even like that much more. Like you get a taste of the winning, and at that level, and just want it more. So. Especially like to do it here would be something special. Like that's something me and Darlene talk about quite a bit is like, there's been a lot of good players that have come through here and like couldn't get it done. Mm-hmm. And like, we want to be the guys that like are the ones to do it. So that gets you fired up. Like kind of similar situation, like why I chose UConn. Like you want to be one of the guys that helps like start something new. And, I think like that's the opportunity we have to do something here is like being one of the guys to do it. And, it's been a challenge, but we're trying.
Yeah, dude, I was at the Stanley Cup game in '99 when the Sabres lost in overtime, dude. Like again,
I was with Lindy too.
Yeah, exactly, with Brett Hull again. I should bring Brett Hull up again. But dude, I remember like so my dad we always had season tickets, second row, like in like the end that the Sabres were in twice because he wanted me to watch all the goalies. So this was like the Hasek era, right? But it was insane. Like you see all like this was Belfour, all these guys coming in, and for some reason that section was where all of the family for the Dallas Stars sat during the. I don't know why because I think they sit in different sections now. But when they won, Guy Carbonneau brought the cup over, and I'm like on the glass, it's in there, and he was hoisting it in my face like this, and my dad's looking at me like.
I mean, that's a pretty cool experience.
It was really cool, right? But you're like, okay.
Yeah, wrong side of it, but like, you get to see the cup 5 feet from you.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, I mean, dude, like everyone's rooting for you guys, and it's. I agree. Like you've been here long enough to understand, but especially, I've been here Western New York like my whole life for the most part. This place is gonna go absolutely insane. Just going to the playoffs, and then you guys, when you eventually do it, you get the job done, which you will. Like, dude, this place is gonna be insane.
Well, I think something my dad's always told me too is like you just get to playoffs, anything can happen.
Exactly.
I mean, I think you look at like the year Montreal made like I think it was like the first year Caulfield came out of college. They like ended up going to the the conference finals.
So I think the Kings they may have won it from an 8th seed one time.
I think also everyone forgets that like the year that we missed by 1 point, it was us or Florida. And Florida squeaked in.
Yeah.
And now they're where they are now, right? It's just anything can happen. You just got to get there and get hot at the right time. So I think we've unfortunately learned a lot of painful lessons from the last number of years, but and I think the glaring one being like the streaks, like those can't happen. So, I mean, you don't want to put the carriage before the horse here, but like we're already doing a better job of just getting points out of games. Even if you feel like you've been outplayed most of the game, we're just finding ways to get points. So I think we're maturing in that sense too.
Yeah. So you've been in Buffalo for a while now. What's it like being here? I mean, especially, you've been all over the place. Like, it seems like you really like it here, but like how?
Yeah, no, I do like it here. I remember like when I got traded here, I was like, Buffalo, what?
Yeah.
What is there in Buffalo?
Yeah.
But I think it gets like a pretty bad rap. Like I think obviously it's it's a pretty blue collar town. Like you work hard, people like you here. It's a slower pace of life. Like I like that. Same. Good people. For the most part, I think pretty safe place to raise a family. My wife likes it.
Yeah.
We're out in Clarence now, so it's like we've got even more of that like suburban feel, and kind of similar to honestly like where I've grown up most of my life. I feel like even though different states or whatever, just kind of that. I would consider myself a West Coast, not West Coast, but like Midwest to West Coast growing up for the most part, just way of life, and that kind of feels like that here, where it's like down to earth people and just kind of like slower pace of living.
Yeah, I spent like almost 10 years in New York City, and when I first moved here, and I was from Rochester originally, but when I came back here, at first I was like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the East Coast.
No, it doesn't.
Not at all. I live in Connecticut too for like, I don't know, 5 years, maybe even more, like in the summers. But like, I'm not a huge like. I think there's great parts of Connecticut, like great aspects of it, but like I don't like how like hustle and bustle, you know, like everyone's in a hurry to get somewhere.
Yeah.
See everyone driving, they're on their phone, like just.
Oh yeah.
Like I like it here. There's like just a little bit,
Same. Oh, dude, I laugh. Like sometimes my buddy's like, "Oh, dude, there's so much traffic on the 30th." Like,
yeah, there's no traffic here ever.
Like, you have no
there's
idea.
no traffic here ever.
There's zero traffic. It took you an extra 10 minutes to get where you're going. Like
it was either 10 minutes or 12 minutes.
yeah, exactly.
Another great point. Like you don't get that. You go to Connecticut, you could sit on the highway and think you're in a parking lot.
Oh, dude, yeah, for sure. What do you like to? I mean, I know you said you golf and stuff, but like, what do you like to do like when you're not in your time off?
Well, now like with kids, like I love just spending time with them. Like I think my two boys are like a perfect age, 3, and like my middle guy is gonna be 2 at the end of December, and it's just like they're awesome. Pure comedy,
running
all
around
the time. It's just like, and I feel like at heart I'm a little kid, so like I fit in perfect. Where it's like I don't even feel like a dad. I'm just like awesome. Hanging with them, which is great, and that eats up most of my time. But I've always had a passion for like art and just drawing.
Really? That's awesome.
Anything like creative, like just being like art, designing stuff, whether it's like clothes, tattoos, like just random stuff, right? So like I've always loved sketching and painting stuff that when I've had a lot of time to kill, that's usually what I gravitate towards. Picked up the guitar like, I don't know, my first year pro.
Seems hard.
And just been I'm not very good, but like it's just something to kill the time. I've gotten better progressively as I've had more time to just fiddle with it, but I don't know, you find things that just kind of keep you entertained. I would say golf is like my big like vice. I don't know, I love golf. I got a simulator in my house now, like
awesome.
Just always trying to work on the game.
Yeah, I'm trying to like get good. I'm terrible, but I love being out there.
It's the best. Yeah. Like that's the thing. It doesn't even matter if you're good or bad at it. Like it's just like you get out in the sun and hang out with some buddies and
I'll never slow anybody down. Like I play with some like really good guys. I'm like, don't worry, I'll pick it up. I'm moving. Yeah,
just pace of play. If you do that and golf with anyone.
Currently a big scramble guy. Love a good scramble. Get super pumped if one of my balls gets used. It's great.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Do you have? It seems like such a cheesy question, but I have to ask it, I feel like. Favorite wing places? Do you have like a top 3?
No, that's good. I get asked that one a lot, and that one's like changed over time as I've like...
It does change.
Like as I've like become more of a Buffalonian. I feel like like this answer I wouldn't have had like even last year probably, but Adolph's.
Dude, unreal. It's right over here.
I know. So like I've been here for my 8th year, and I just now figured out about just now. Actually, Zucks took me there, so shout out to Zucks, but... I would have said like Anchor Bar my first year here, but I don't even know if that comes close now to like, I would even say like Bar Bill, I like better. Adolph's is probably my number 1 right now.
I'm not trying to throw shade at Spencer Brown, who was on here, but he's awesome. I don't know if you ever met him.
No.
Dude, he's like one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen in my life. Like we had him on the podcast, and my buddies were just like ripping me because like he's so much bigger than me, and we had it. So like we were sitting like this, and I look like a child, like talking to him. But one of his answers was anchor bar, and I was like, I'm like, really? I'm like, okay. But if you haven't done this at Adolph's, if you assuming you like stuff that's hot, Cajun hot.
I think I got the Cajun dry rub.
Okay, try Cajun hot.
How hot are we talking? Like,
not like
not edible.
No,
like
no,
I got one
no.
at Bar Bill that was like something crazy. I touched it to my lips.
No,
and
dude,
was
I don't like it like that. Like I don't understand that when people do it like that. I don't know. It's not that hot.
Okay,
it's spicy.
I like spicy.
Yeah. It's really good there. And if you haven't been to Kelly's Corner,
nope.
And Kelly's Corner in it's like Kenmore, the city. It's on Delaware.
Okay,
dude, it's like hole in the wall. Like you'll see some wild shit going on when you're in there, but it's fun. But the food's amazing.
Yeah, I haven't been there either.
Yeah.
So
okay, that's
give that one a try. I feel like that's a lot of restaurants around here though that you like.
Oh, so many.
Have no idea. Like there's so many restaurants that I just found out about like, even like last year.
Yeah.
That I'm like, how have I not known about this place?
There's actually my wife. It was like random. It was like a couple months ago. I had like a buddy in town, and I'm like, God, man, I just want to go someplace different. She's like, she's from Clarence originally.
Okay.
And she's like, check out the steaks at Kennedy's Cove.
Never been there.
Yeah, it's in Clarence. It's on Main Street.
I've actually heard of that place though.
Yeah, it's like kind of like divey, old school Buffalo feel, which is cool.
Yeah.
And they do like these rubs on the steaks. They're amazing.
Yeah.
But like to your point, like there's all these like little hidden gems all over the place, which is great. Do you like outside of like the wing game, like do you have like favorite restaurants, like, or even like maybe like some like hole in the wall places you like?
When it comes to food, I'm kind of like a creature of habit. Like
yeah.
I just kind of find something I like and I'll stick to it.
Yeah.
So like I'm pretty big on Giancarlo's. Like I go there a decent amount. Sienna's great. Prescott's
is very good.
I like Prescott's a lot.
Yeah.
Hutch's.
Yeah.
Mother's like used to be like a big spot when we were living downtown.
Yeah. All good spots.
Yeah.
If you ever want to score bonus points with your wife, if you ever have time away from the kids, there is a restaurant in like, it's right by Niagara on the Lake, so you got to go across the border. It's called Pearl Morissette. It's like the only Michelin star restaurant like within like 600 miles, 700 miles here. It's got 2 Michelin stars.
Okay.
It's amazing.
What's it called? It's
called Pearl Morissette.
Pearl Morissette.
Yeah, it's like if you like even go on the Michelin guide, like it's the only dot like anywhere near here. Yeah, those are all good spots. So let me ask you this. So as a kid, I got to imagine when you're playing street hockey or like you're playing in real games, you probably countless times have envisioned what it's like to win the Stanley Cup, right? Do you think about that now, especially like what it would mean to the city of Buffalo, like, you know, and obviously to you guys, like I got to imagine it's something that you think about, but I don't know if it's like something you think about all the time, like you were when you were a kid.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, I think like during the season or just like in every day, you don't really think about it. Like, I think that's like a goal,
yeah,
you know, but I don't think you like truly like think about like that moment.
Yeah.
I'd say like for me, like everyone asks, like, are you watching the playoffs? Like, well, we haven't been in them, you know, like I can't watch, like I'll watch a little bit, but like,
that's interesting.
I don't like watching them, you know? But like I always watch like the finals.
Yeah.
And then like when you see guys skating around lifting the cup, like, like does something to you, you know, like emotion, a little, you get like, I don't know. At least I do. I might be the only one, but like you get a little emotional, like watch, especially like some of your buddies that you see like going through it and then they finally get to lift it, stuff like that. So it just kind of makes you reflect and picture like, well, what if that was me here? Like something like that. So that's really the only time I would say like really like think about it, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you guys like watch other games like during the season? Are you watching other teams or is it just kind of like
I mean, there's so many games, especially like this season. Like the schedule's crazy. There's a game like every single night. I don't like seek them out really, but if there's one on, I'll watch it or watch a piece of it.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching mostly like on the road. I feel like when I'm at home, I'm watching like a movie or something with my wife. But,
right.
If I'm on the road or something, like go out to dinner with some of the guys, like it'll be on, or if we just sit at the hotel and watch it. But,
yeah, I'm a big movie guy too.
Yeah,
I feel like I watch too many. Like then I can't even find anything.
I'm a huge movie guy. Yeah.
Are you more a movie guy or like a series guy?
No, I'm a movie guy.
Movie?
Yeah, movie guy at heart. I've kind of shifted towards series recently, just because my wife is not as big into movies. But like, I could throw on a movie every single day and just like fall asleep. You know, it's like that's like ideal for me.
So I'm gonna ask a question that I hate when people ask me about movies. But like, do you have a favorite? It's hard. It's really hard.
It is hard. It is hard. Like if I was just gonna say generic, like my favorite that I could throw on every time, and that's like my go-to is probably Hangover.
It's a great movie.
Like it's just makes like if I'm like sitting there scrolling and I'm like I can't find anything, I'll just put that on, or like one of them. They're all great for me. Like my go-to, I feel like is comedy. Like when I can't find anything, but I really enjoy like the mystery kind of like kind of like Shutter Island, like stuff like that. Like that really, like I love those ones. Those are probably like my favorite ones to watch.
I feel like there's like I love movies too, and
like Usual Suspects, like that's probably like my I don't want to say favorite, but like it's definitely up there for
there's so many series now, like, but I prefer the movies too. Like one shot.
Exactly.
The series gets so long. So obviously Buffalo is like a really close-knit place, and a really close-knit community, a lot of like great organizations. Do you like either have one, whether it's local or wherever, like a charity or like something that like you like to do work with, or is there one in particular, or you just kind of like just go out and help anyone you can kind of?
I mean, through the team, they set up a bunch for us, which is nice. I think one that I kind of took over with Dylan Cousins that I think like I really have enjoyed doing is the Tickets for Troops.
Okay.
Like I just have such a respect for military and for vets and like what they've done and what they do for us. They put their life on the line, and I think it's the ultimate sacrifice, putting your life on the line for
sure,
for the freedom of others and people that might not even respect what you do. I just think that's extremely selfless and deserves the most respect that you can give someone. And if a little bit of that is, giving them tickets to come to the game and watch us and meet them after, or get a signed jersey or whatever it may be, it may seem like nothing to us, but like if it brightens their day a little bit, or I thoroughly enjoy that. It's kind of something me and Dylan Cousins wanted to do, and which is funny because he's Canadian, but
it's okay though.
But
we'll take it.
No, but it's great. I love that. Like I said, I just have a big respect for those people.
That's awesome. My business partner was a Marine, and we actually on Saturday is the annual veterans race, and we're like that's our big event every year. All the same reasons you're saying, and we're like smashing records with people this year and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Should be fun.
That's
It's
awesome.
pretty cool. I guess kind of like last thing I really just curious to like to know about is, you already had such a successful career, at least individually for sure, and your team's building. I mean, you really broke out in 2021, 22, but like when you think about like the type of player you want to be known as, or like what kind of legacy you want to leave in terms of like the type of player in the NHL, like how do you think about that?
To be honest, I don't know if I've ever really thought about that, but I'd say like number one, like I want to be labeled as a winner. Like I think that's probably the number one answer that everyone's gonna say, but it's true. I think like all the personal accolades they're great, like they feel good, but no one ever remembers if you haven't won anything. So and not that I need to be remembered by any means. I think I will say on top of that, what I would like to be remembered as is a good teammate and someone that people enjoyed being around. So obviously that's hockey and life, but I would say a winner and a good teammate.
Awesome. Well, look, man, I appreciate your time. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and
likewise.
Thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks.